Namaste children, I am Shobha, Science faculty from Mangala Vidya Mandira. Today, let us see the second part in crop production and management. In the last video, we had seen the 7 steps that is to be followed during agricultural practice in crop production. In this video, let us see each step in detail. Among them, the first one is preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil and also allows the roots to breathe easily. The loosened soil also help in the growth of microorganisms and earthworm, which helps to increase the humus content in the soil. What do you mean by this humus? Humus is nothing but the organic nutrients obtained after the decomposition of plants and animals by microorganisms. Thus, this process of turning soil and loosening soil is called as ploughing or tilling. Ploughing or tilling also helps to break the crumbs present in the soil. Crumbs is nothing but the big lumps of soil present on the land is called crumbs. Sometimes manure is also added to the soil before tilling so that it can be evenly mixed up with the soil. Always we should make note that the agricultural land should be wet before tilling. There are different tools which are being used to plough the agricultural land. Some of the instruments are plough, hoe and cultivator. The plough is being used from ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers, removing the weeds and turning the soil. This is made up of wood and it is drawn by a pair of bulls or any other animals like horses and camels. This is having 3 important parts as you can see. One is beam which is being placed on the bull's neck. Attached to that it is a plough shaft. It is a long wooden log which is in turn attached to the plough share, which is a triangular iron strip which is used for tilling. Now recently this wooden plough is being replaced by the iron ploughs. The second implement is hoe. It is a simple tool which looks like an axe which is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod of wood and it is attached to a strong or broad bent iron plate and its one end is being used to pull by the animals. The third tool is cultivator. Tractor driven cultivator is being used nowadays for ploughing since it saves labor and time. Now let us move to the second step in crop production and its management, that is sowing. What is sowing? Putting seeds in the soil so that they can grow. This we can define it as sowing, which is very important part in crop production. Before sowing, good quality, clean and healthy seeds has to be selected so that farmers can get good high yield. So this activity you have to do it at home and you can present it in the WhatsApp group. So what is this activity? You have to take an glass bowl or glass tumbler which is available at home. Fill the vessel half with water. Take some handful of any grains or wheat and drop it into this vessel containing water, stir for a while, leave it for some time. After some time, you can see some seeds will be soaked inside the water and some seeds will be floating on the water. The seeds which are floating on the water are lightweight. Why? Because they are damaged. These damaged seeds will be hollow, hence they will be light in weight and start floating. This way we can come to know which are healthy seeds and which are damaged seeds. The second important point in sowing is the tools used for sowing. Here we are going to study two tools. One is funnel shaped tool, which is a traditional tool. Another one is seed drill. This funnel shaped tool is used traditionally for sowing seeds. The seeds are filled into this funnel shaped and passed down through two or three pipes which is connected to this funnel, and the other end of this pipe will be having sharp ends. This ends pierce into the soil and place the seeds there. The second tool is used as seed drill. The seed drills are the tool which is used nowadays for sowing seeds with the help of tractor. This sows the seeds uniformly at equal distance and depth and avoids overcrowding of the seeds so that the seeds get sufficient amount of sunlight, nutrients and water from the soil. It also ensures the seeds are getting covered by the soil after sowing so that the birds will not eat these seeds. Let us now move to the third important step in crop production and management, that is adding manure and fertilizers. So before going into the steps involved in the addition of manure and fertilizers, let us know what do you mean by manure and fertilizers. The substance which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants are called as manure and fertilizers. So manures are different from fertilizers. So why this fertilizers or manures are added to the soil means because of two reasons. First reason is that farmers will be growing the crop in the same land one after the other, which results in the availability of less nutrients in the soil. The second reason is the farmers could have left this agricultural land uncultivated for many years. Because of these two reasons, the nutrient content of the soil will be very less. So in order to increase this nutrient content, we are going to add manures or fertilizers. So let us learn about fertilizers first. Fertilizers are chemicals which are added to soil. It is man-made. There are different examples of fertilizers like urea, ammonium sulfate, phosphorus, potash, superphosphate, NPK. Here NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. These three important nutrients are required for almost all the plants for their healthy growth. It helps these farmers to get more yield, but simultaneously it is also having some disadvantage because this fertilizer has made the soil less fertile, and also they are the main reasons for water pollution. So better than the fertilizers, we have to opt for the manure. So before going to the manure, there is a second activity which you people have to do at home. I'll just simply explain what activity you have to do it at home with the available things. So everyone will be having any grams or sprouted grams at home. So first thing, you have to germinate any gram. After germinating any gram, take 2 pots or 2 vessels or 2 plastic container for the growth of the plant. So in these 2 plants, label one pot as A, another pot as B. Start growing one plant in pot A with soil and cow dung. Here cow dung act as a manure. In the pot B, you start growing the another germinated seed only with soil without any manure. So water the plants regularly, wait for about 1 week, and you can see there will be growth of plant in both the pots, but you have to find the difference and tell your observation. So this is the activity which you have to do it and report it through WhatsApp. Now let us see the advantage of manure. So before going to advantage of manure, what is this manure? Manure are naturally obtained nutrients which are added to the soil to the healthy growth of the crops. So this manure provides humus to the soil. It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It also loosens the soil. It helps in the growth of microbes, and it also helps in the soil textures to be improved. So naturally this manure provides all the nutrients required for the growth of the crop. One example is the rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Leguminous plants is like your methi plant, where in the roots you are having round nodules. In this nodules, this rhizobium bacteria will be present. This bacteria helps in the production of more and more nitrogen in the soil. Now let us come to the differences between fertilizers and manure. Fertilizers, as you know, it is man-made and it is inorganic salt. Manure is naturally obtained from the decomposition of plants and animal waste. Second point, fertilizers are prepared in factories but manures are prepared in fields. Third point, fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil, but manure provide lot of humus to the soil. And fertilizers are very rich in nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, the main three nutrients, but manure provides very less nutrients because they are obtained naturally. It's a very important topic, students. You have to be aware about fertilizers and manure. Let us go to the fourth step which is involved in the crop protection, that is irrigation. All living organisms need water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development. Even for the plants, it is also very important. Along with the water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed by the plants. This water helps the plants to germinate, and it also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents. Hence, to maintain the moisture of the soil for the healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly. The supply of water to the crops at regular interval of time is called as irrigation. But the time and the frequency of irrigation will vary from crop to crop, season to season and soil to soil, because one crop may require more water, another crop may require less water. During summer season, we have to give water to the plants in a large amount compared to the winter season and rainy season. Similarly, some soil naturally will be having lot of water content in them. So for that soil, we have to provide less amount of water. So next point, where do you get this water for the irrigation? So we are having different sources of water for irrigations like wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. So these are all the sources of irrigation. Now let us move to the traditional method of irrigation. The water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods, and in this case the cattle or human beings are used for the labor. Hence it will be cheaper but less efficient. So some of the traditional ways are, as you can see, the first one is moat, it is a pulley method, the chain pump, Dekli and Rahat. So Rahat is lever system. As you can see in all this method, an animal or an human is being used. So other than this, the pumps were being used traditionally for lifting water. So for this, diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy were being used to run the pumps. Okay children, so let us continue the rest of the topics in our next video, but please don't forget to do the two activities which was been explained by me previously and submit it through WhatsApp. Thank you.